How's everybody doing today? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, we're gonna talk this boxing, man. Wow, man. Tefimo Lopez Sr. and Tefimo Lopez Jr. both did separate interviews on different YouTube channels. Senior did his interview today, Sunday, on the Ringside Reporter, which I listened to most of it. I still got to go back and catch the rest of it. And the Boxing Voice did an interview with Tefimo Lopez Jr., which I only caught a snippet of it, and which I did catch Ness kind of put a foot in his mouth because Ness asked him a question, pretty much, how do you feel? Pretty much saying that, Gary Russell Jr. and Gary Russell Jr. and Devin Haney tried to make a fight. Pretty much what was his thoughts on that? You know what I mean? What was Tefimo Lopez's thoughts on, Devin Haney trying to make a fight, with the negotiations with Gary Russell Jr. And, as if to say, Gary Russell's a good fighter, what about him trying to make that fight? And, Tefimo Lopez was not having it at all. He pretty much shutting us down. He was like, look, I can't even believe y'all even bringing up Gary Russell. Ain't he 126? Ain't he's a 126-pounder? And we're giving him credit for even fighting him or beating him, which he does have a point. Gary Russell Jr. is a lot smaller fighter than Devin Haney, man. Yeah, if Devin Haney fouled him, that'll be a name on his resume, but how much real respect would he really get? He's a 126-pounder. Devin Haney will probably be moving up to 140 very soon. Gary Russell walks around at like 130, 135. I mean, he's a smaller guy, period. And it's just one of those situations where I just can't believe that, us as fight fans can just be lured into that, to that hype, because there was a lot of hype around that, I wouldn't say casual hype, but, with boxing fans and, hardcore fans, there was a lot of hype behind the Devin Haney and Gary Russell because it got, a lot of, people were going back and forth, camps were going back and forth and stuff like that. And, shout out to the Gary Russell and his family. They just lost a loved one. One of the brothers passed away, so shout out to Gary Russell and his family, which I also interviewed on my channel. Go check that out. I think it's over like 50,000 views, 60,000 views. Shout out to Gary Russell Jr. For doing it, and he was calling out Tank back then when I was at the MGM Grand, I believe. But yeah, man. As far as Tefimo Lopez Sr. saying, what he said was pretty much like, look, Bob Arum was against us, and he was our own promoter. Bob Arum, and I'm paraphrasing, pretty much said that, he thought that Tefimo Lopez was going to lose, and Todd DUBOEF thought the same thing, as I'm paraphrasing, as what Tefimo Lopez Sr. said. Go check it out. It's on the interview, Ringside Reporter on YouTube. I think they interviewed for almost an hour. Tefimo Lopez Sr. knows how to talk, knows how to sell a fight. But yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I really think that Tefimo Lopez can do good. I really do think he can do good in the division. I don't think he's getting enough credit for beating a future Hall of Famer like VASYL Lomachenko. I think he should definitely get. I definitely think he should get a lot more credit than that, but he's not. And I just don't understand why. I really don't understand why. I think he should. I think it's one of those situations where, he could definitely have a career at 140 and 147 because Tefimo Lopez is going to move up. Devin Haney is going to move up. And what Tefimo Lopez Sr. was saying, look, when it's time for Ryan Garcia to move up, and it's time for Devin Haney to move up and some of these other fighters to move up, will their power carry? Will they be able to, he said, will they be able to, keep a true 147-pounder off of them? And he has a really, really good point, because I don't see Devin Haney keeping even Keith Thurman off of him right now. Even maybe even Sean Porter. Sean Porter definitely, for sure, to Sean Porter. But I mean, he's smaller now. He'll grow into the weight, I think. Devin Haney could possibly end his career at about 147, 154. I think Devin Haney could go all the way up to middleweight possibly. As crazy as it sounds, but he's a little bit taller, and he's rangy, and he's still young. He's one of the youngest, champions. If you want to call him that, because there's pretty much a discrepancy with the WBC. It's a tongue twister, man. It's a fucking headache. That's what it is. That's why I can't even get the words out, because I'm like, what in the hell is going on with the WBC? We got 2 champions, 1 fucking belt. We can't split the belt in half and make 2 champions. I mean, there's 1 champion and 1 belt. You know what I mean? Each weight class has 1 belt. Each weight class has, the WBC has, should, which is not true, but the WBC should just have 1 belt in each division, okay? But they don't. Here's the twist. They have multiple, and when I mean multiple belts in each division, which is more crazy, you know what I mean? So you guys got to definitely think about it. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't see that this is good for the sport. Obviously, there's going to be more money involved, but at the end of the day, I just don't see how it's good for the sport, being that, we don't know who the hell's champion. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can call Tefimo Lopez champion. He beat the guy that beat the guy. You know what I mean? So, I believe Lomachenko got the belt from Linares, the WBC belt, or either Luke Campbell. And, he beat them guys. And so, when Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko, rightfully so, being that Lomachenko never lost it into the ring, leading up into the Teofimo Lopez fight, he should still be champion now, which I understand and I agree. I feel like Teofimo Lopez should be the WBC champion right now. Now they have to fight for it. Now if they make a fight between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, then yeah, that's a good way so we can finally see who's gonna win and stuff like that. But right now, man, it's a big mess up, man. It's a whole bunch of champions. It's a whole bunch of money flowing through these sanctioning bodies. And it's all about money at the end of the day, man. These sanctioning bodies got to get paid. And that's what it's all about. But as far as the top rank deal with Bob Arum, pretty much shitting on his fighters, look, man, Terrence Crawford's having problems with Top Rank. You got Teofimo Lopez Sr. verbally saying that he's not cool. He's not cool with Bob Arum, and Todd DUBOEF saying that, pretty much not giving his son a chance. Pretty much saying that they were gonna lose before the fight even starts. You know what I mean? And which is a tough pill to swallow, which these guys are supposed to be promoting your son leading up into the fight, and they already said that the other guy's gonna win. But they're supposed to be on your side and the other guy's side. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, like, I feel PBC when they put on a fight because they're promoting both guys, but they're not picking a winner before the fight. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see Al Heyman out here saying, hey, Regis Progress is ready to beat Adrian Broner. Or Broner's ready to beat Regis Progress. No, they're a promoter. They're promoting both fighters. Therefore, they cannot pick a winner. Respectfully. But if they do, that's on them. Now you got to deal with shit like this. So my personal opinion is, you guys, with this whole situation, look, man, the writing's on the wall. They, Top Rank and their fighters definitely have a problem right now. Their fighters are verbally saying that they don't appreciate, Terrence Crawford, for one, the company talking down about him and stuff like that, and stuff like that. So, and then you got, Tefimo Lopez over here, the camp of Tefimo Lopez, saying pretty much, look, you're picking a winner before the fight even starts. What's up with that? You know, you're not showing us any love. You're not showing us you're a good promoter. You know, Tefimo Lopez Sr. said that they signed with Top Rank because they offered him the most money. He said at the time it was you know, it really wasn't a lot of money, but, you know, it was a lot of money, but in the bigger picture, it wasn't a lot of money. You know what I mean? Which I understand, because a lot of PBC fighters, and like Earl Spence said, Earl Spence's father made the decision for Earl Spence. Obviously, Earl Spence had to make the final decision, but Earl Spence said that his dad said, I want you to sign with PBC because I think you can make more money on the longevity of your career, the more over the long span of your career, not just in the beginning. You get a big signing bonus, and then you get fights and stuff like that, but, you know, the big paydays come later. You know what I mean? Like right now, Teofimo Lopez, you know, Sr. is pretty much like, look, my son is the undisputed world champion at 135 pounds, and he's not getting paid like it. You know what I mean? That came out of his mouth. You know what I mean? That's another reason. That's another dispute they have with Top Rank. You know, and Todd DUBOEF them. So, hey, Teofimo Lopez Sr. said it. You know, I'm definitely going to report on it because I definitely think, you know, something's going on. Why all these fighters are mad? They definitely got a foot to stand on. And, you know, you got to pay the fighters, man. You got to pay the fighters, man. I was listening to an interview the other day, man. Earl Spence said, call me Mr. Back End. That means he gets paid on the back end of his purses. A lot of Al Haymon fighters talk about the back end money. Adrian Broner said about his back end money. The back end money is there. You know, so I want you guys to think about this long and hard. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please, whatever you do, like, share, and comment. And thank you guys for staying with me, man. You know, COVID and everything, I haven't been able to make videos, you know, that much, but I appreciate you guys staying with me, man. Until the next one, you guys. Peace and love. Corey Lee Boxing. Banger!